Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Friday, November 7th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
Was Barger on your couch last night?
He was, yeah.
The night before one of the biggest games of his career, Blue Jays outfielder Addison Barger crashed on teammate Davis Schneider's pull-out couch at the Marriott Hotel attached to the Dome.
He was staying with Miles and then stayed with me last night. My girlfriend's here, so he was like, "I sleep in the bed with you guys?" And I was like, "No, sleep on my couch. Sleep in the pull-out." It's a pull-out, yeah.
We did have a room for him. That's the irony of this whole thing. And he didn't want to sleep alone, before a big game.
After a grand slam in the 6th inning of Game 1 of the World Series, the lore of the pull-out couch lives on. Now on display in the hotel lobby, with fans flocking in to have a seat.
Is that the couch? No.
With the whole momentum, I mean, we're still carrying it with us, and we're talking about a couch. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's a pretty special story.
And as far as how comfortable it is,
it was squeaking all night.
Tough for the back. Pull-out couches are the most uncomfortable thing imaginable.
It was so funny. I looked over and I just see him just sleeping there in the middle of the night, and he's a head case, but he's funny.
Well, I think he got a great sleep. I think that's the secret sauce here. He clearly really enjoyed his stay. And again, he looks so relaxed in that picture. It's unbelievable. He's just doing his thing and hit one of the biggest home runs in Blue Jays history the following day.
Giving a whole new meaning to the phrase big comfy couch. The couch will be here in the lobby on display until November the 14th. Then the hotel says they're not sure if they're going to keep it here on display, auction it off for charity, or put it back in its original room. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Buttons my papa's hands shake.
It's story time at the Arnprior Library. But today's guest isn't here for the books. When Cooper walks in, pages stop turning and suddenly the room lights up.
Whenever you pet him and everybody's happy with him, he gives back like the same energy.
Yeah, he's just like the best, and he just has a lot of joy.
The 6-year-old golden retriever is a therapy dog with the St. John Ambulance program. His visits here are part of the ongoing experience, helping him spread joy and connection, one wagging tail at a time.
His job is to provide comfort to people, to give them just a level of feeling good.
Cooper's been evaluated to work with those 12 and older, and his handler hopes to expand that to younger children. Beyond nursing and retirement homes, his latest visit includes this group of grade 7 students from St. Joseph's Catholic School.
Grade 7 can be tricky. Their moods can be all over the place, but he definitely brings them up.
Just ask them yourself.
I was kind of having a bad day today, and then he kind of just came to me because he saw that sad expression.
It makes it feel more calming at the library. Just from petting him and stuff and him looking at me and stuff, it just made me feel better.
For Carrie Phillips, every smile is a reminder of why she started this journey. A patient herself at the Heart Institute last December.
It just made such a difference for me to have a dog come and visit me while I was recovering there.
And in a space filled with stories, Cooper's is one of compassion.
I just want to love him, and I don't want anybody else to, but then I'm I have to share him, I guess.
Because sometimes the best kind of therapy isn't spoken, it's shared with a furry friend by your side.
I think it's a wonderful program. If anyone has a dog that they think would be as lovely as a Cooper, it's such a positive thing to pursue.
Do you think every library should have a Cooper?
Yeah, I think so.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
The sun prepared to come out over Calgary Thursday. A look back.
Today we're here at the Field of Crosses and we're honoring the 80th anniversary of the victory in Europe, which is kind of the end of the war.
Victory in Europe Day happened in May 1945. The field, which often hosts large gatherings in the lead up to Remembrance Day, wanted to mark the monumental occasion again.
And they had so many dreams and hopes, and they gave all of them up to fight in a land far from home.
Romances and meals and dinners and travel, they never had that part of life, and that's why it's so emotional.
Canadians and Allied soldiers accepted the surrender of German forces 80 years ago in the Netherlands. The Dutch still think fondly of Canadians, thanking them for the sacrifice to protect the country and its people.
It's just wonderful to see, and wonderful that we're teaching the youth about this past, but about why we can come here and celebrate in the middle of our city.
And remembering means passing stories like Victory in Europe Day on to the next generation.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It felt really good to remember those who fought before us.
The Field of Crosses will host flag ceremonies at sunrise and sunset every day through to November 11th.
And I would just encourage everybody to come down and just take a look and just feel that peace, but that power as well that's down here.
Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
In a matter of hours, the owners of a Kingsville hobby farm watched as their herd of cows more than doubled.
I knew she was due any time, and I seen something was going on there, so I went and looked, and yeah, she had one.
As each hour passed, Abram Nelson returned to his pasture, finding a second calf and then a third, updating his children with each development when he learned his land was the site of something remarkable.
So I was going to confess to the children because, you know, I lied to them and I told them there was actually 3. Half an hour later, there was 4.
Beef cow Millie giving birth to a rare 4 calves. Each one came out happy, healthy, and have already received names.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
In 20 years on this farm, each birth has only resulted in 1 calf. The odds of quadruplet calves is a rarity in its own, but the odds for all to be born healthy and alive, Nelson says, is about 1 in 11.2 million.
Even in my own home with my children and all these siblings with their children, everybody was just more than excited to hear that there's 4 babies on this farm.
I hear about a triplet, but you usually want passes, and
yeah.
not these. These are 4 little guys and very healthy.
They stressed the entire process was natural, and most importantly, each cow is healthy.
They were all feeding by mommy today. That was I was happy about that, and they're doing well.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Her name is Remy, and she just started her life as José Saint-Onge's assistance dog.
Drop it. Good job. Yes. It didn't feel real until I was actually able to see her and touch her. I just couldn't believe it was finally happening.
The last time we spoke to Saint-Onge was in the spring when she turned to the community to raise $35,000 for a service dog. Waiting lists were too long for local nonprofits such as Mira. Saint-Onge lives with the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a painful condition where tendons don't connect to her tissues.
So for me, specifically, because I don't have any functioning ligaments in my wrists, the pulling of the fridge actually hurts. And at the end of the day, depending on what I'm doing, if I do that 20 times in a day, then I have excruciating pain at the end of my day.
Remy was trained to respond to 46 specific commands. She can even help Saint-Onge get dressed or undressed.
I don't think I was at the point where I could continue living the way I was living without assistance. And the reality is at 52, you don't want to go into assisted living. I wasn't living before Remy came. I was, afraid to go out, afraid of getting injured.
Saint-Onge couldn't travel to Medicine Hat, Alberta to train with her dog. Instead, the trainer spent a week with her here in Montreal.
So as she said, it's not Remy that needs the training now, it's you. So we spent an entire week training me to be able to understand the commands, how to build that bond.
And that bond, Saint-Onge says, was instantaneous.
So immediately she came to me and with, a wiggling tail, and she was so excited to meet me. So I think there was like an instant connection between us.
Best of all, Saint-Onge says she now feels confident about leaving the house, knowing Remy will protect her from falls, accidents, and injuries. It's a new lease on life she thought would never come. Stéphane Giroux, CTV News.
Into each of these 19 electrodes.
It looks like a mad science experiment.
So it just sits snugly on top.
And it kind of is, but this mad science has the potential to save lives.
The general gap that we have in cancer detection is that we're completely reliant on biomolecules, genes, and physical constructs.
Wilfrid Laurier Assistant Professor Narosha Murugan is the brains behind the quest to find another way to detect the disease. Her team of researchers landed on the light that our cells emit.
If we're trying to look for a way to non-invasively detect brain cancer with one of the most common aggressive forms is glioblastoma, we kind of need to tease apart the signals.
So using ultra-sensitive detectors to pick up individual photons, sensors in this helmet record the electrical and photonic landscape of our brains.
Our goal is to detect cancer in the earliest form.
It's really consistent, a few spikes.
The trouble with current cancer detection technology is that it requires an accumulation of cancer tissue, captured by imaging or biomarkers that may be hard to access or is too far along once found.
What we mean by early is that when that single cell starts to make a decision to go from its healthy state to something that's what we consider not normal.
Catching it at the single cell level could lead to earlier diagnoses and lower risk of mortality. Now Murugan is working with a medical oncologist to track patients undergoing chemotherapy to see if they can identify cognitive impairments following treatment. If successful, the magnetic fields may also have the ability to halt progression of psychiatric illnesses.
I think our technology has the potential to be on the preventative side.
A no-brainer in her eyes when it comes to pushing cancer research and overall wellness ahead. Spencer Turcott, CTV News, Waterloo.
For the rest of the month, many men around the world are putting down their clippers and razors to support men's health. Justin Woodruff has been doing this for nearly 20 years.
2007 is when I started my career, and the firm was doing it. And at that point, I'm like, I don't know if I can grow a mustache. This is going to be hilarious. Let's have a go.
He has fun with his mustache, taking on some out there looks.
I grow a stupid mustache. I don't think I've ever done just a basic mustache. I don't choose a mustache, the mustache chooses me.
Movember raises money and awareness for men's mental health, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer.
We all have a brother, a cousin, a father, a friend, a loved one who's impacted by this.
A report done by the charity shows 4,000 Canadians die from prostate cancer each year.
The fact that we don't have a dedicated strategy for poor men's health is costing Canadian taxpayers $12.4 billion, which is a big number. And actually, that's the cost of running 12 major hospitals in a year.
Woodruff's sons are his inspiration.
I just want them to be open and be able to grow up in a world where they can talk about their emotions, talk about their feelings, as opposed to my dad's time in life was you bottle it up, you man up, you move on.
Last year, he was recognized by Movember as one of Canada's top community advocates. This year, he's hoping to keep the conversation going. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Blue Rodeo keyboardist Mike Boguski has been playing intimate shows at soup kitchens all across Canada during the band's ongoing tour. Today, it was the Caring Kitchen's turn.
Every town has one of these, right? So every town I've gone to, I've just sort of called the local food shelter in that town the day before, say, hey, it's Mike from Blue Rodeo. If I email them, they think I'm making it up.
Raised up on hate to a life that's second rate.
A band member since 2008, Boguski does these low-key shows because he wants to give back. He feels blessed to be part of an incredible band, so he's playing for the less fortunate while they eat.
Life is challenging, food is expensive, and it's just very meaningful for me to be able to share music with people who can't afford the shows.
For some, this is the only balanced meal they'll have today, so a little music to go with it is greatly appreciated.
I was quite surprised, and I think it's a treat, and it made my day.
It's also special for staff and volunteers.
We've had a few fellows with their guitar or something who come in and play, or just local groups, but this is absolutely a first. It's a tremendous thrill for us.
As for Blue Rodeo's lasting appeal, Boguski says founding members Jim Cuddy and Greg Keeler have a way of writing music that speaks to people.
Jim and Greg just have a thing. They know what they're doing. Everyone loves the Beatles and everybody loves classic country. Everybody loves the Everly Brothers. You put those three things together and you make a stew, and it tastes pretty good.
Many don't even know he's part of the beloved band, and that's just fine with him. Boguski will be performing on a slightly larger stage tomorrow night when he and his bandmates from Blue Rodeo play the Avenir Centre. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
For any other church, this stained glass window at St. Joseph's Chapel would simply blend in with others.
There wasn't very much interest because it was a military window. People would not understand the significance of that.
But it means a lot more to Barrie resident Jean-Maurice Pigeon, who comes from a family with plenty of ties to the Royal Canadian Air Force, starting with his father, who served in the RCAF and was stationed at CFB Borden until his death in 1971.
This is the church that we worshipped in as a family. I have siblings that were regular force, some were reservists, some were involved in the cadet movement, but all of us served the Royal Canadian Air Force in one capacity or another.
And with the RCAF celebrating its 100th anniversary last year, Jean-Maurice wanted to honor his parents and those who served at Base Borden, the birthplace of the RCAF.
We looked around and we found a stained glass window that had been salvaged from a church in Ontario.
The piece portrays St. John the Evangelist and numerous attributions to the RCAF. It was produced by a 150-plus-year-old stained glass manufacturer, and Jean-Maurice found it at the Stone House of Campbellville. He then had it reframed by Huronia Art Glass.
What we did was just shore it up on the outside edges. We re-cemented some pieces that were a little loose and gave it a good cleaning. And I gave it back to him in better shape than it came.
The piece was installed in late August and dedicated by CFB Borden on August 31st.
We're very moved and very privileged to have such a nice Pigeon family dedicate and donate this glass window to us.
It speaks to the glory of the Royal Canadian Air Force and the ongoing service of those that serve today and will serve into the future. So hopefully it will inspire them as well.
The new stained glass window is now on display for the 80 to 100 service people and veterans who attend the chapel's services each week. Mike Lang, CTV News, Canadian Forces Base Borden.
For the 31st year, Mission Services wants Londoners to give. This season, they'd like you to add $4.49 to your grocery bill. It will buy a meal for someone in need in our community.
All of the donations to the Scan Away Hunger campaign go to Mission Services of London's Emergency Shelters and Addiction Treatment Center. So it goes to our Men's Mission, which is our 111-bed emergency shelter for men, our Roth Home Family Shelter, which serves up to 20 families at a time, and Quinton Warner House, our Addiction Treatment Center for men, which is 4 months long and a live-in program.
During the 6-week campaign, Scan Away Hunger is hoping to collect more than $200,000.
Mission Services of London is always working to meet need at the point of need in our community, however that may look like. So when you donate to Scan Away Hunger, you're coming alongside us and also individuals, families, men, women, and children who are experiencing homelessness in the London area.
This time around, donations can be made at 4 London locations, including Remart, Tremblett's, or Drew's Your Independent Grocers, or the Mission Store on York Street. You can also give online.
Yes, giving online has been really popular for Scan Away Hunger in recent years. So if you just go onto our website, you'll find that there's a page there for Scan Away Hunger, or there's a Give Now button up in the corner, and you can make your donation there.
The Scan Away Hunger campaign is on now until December 17th.
The need is great right now. We see that every single year. So that's why campaigns like this, Scan Away Hunger, are so important for us. Mission Services of London serves up to 500 meals per day across our emergency shelters and addiction treatment centers, so Scan Away Hunger is very helpful for us year-round.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
This is not a stock dog. This one is. And the canine is competing at Yorkton's Harvest Showdown.
I would, by the time you get to open, you got 2-3 years of training on the dog, and you should be ready to compete at that level.
So what makes the good stock dog?
So they have what we call quiet power, where there's a conversation going on between the dog and the stock just through eye contact and body movement and gestures, that the dog is establishing, I'm the predator, you're the prey. When I say move, start moving.
Initially, Vermette looked at the dogs as tool, but then he wanted to show them off.
It's more of a bragging competition, and which is how dog trials started in Scotland. It was, a couple guys sitting in the pub, and I got the best dog, and like, okay, prove it, bring him to town, let's see.
Now it's become a serious sport. At the Harvest Showdown cattle trial, the dogs needed to herd livestock into a pen in under 3 minutes.
Yeah, it looks great. The team set up the panels, and we have the stock waiting to come into the arena, and I think it'll be a good show. Lots of competitors came out today, so yeah, looking forward to it.
The stock dog competition is just one of the many events taking place at the Harvest Showdown.
What we like to say about Harvest Showdown is that there's something for everyone. We have dogs, we have horses, we have cattle. I think that this really draws a crowd. There are people that love to see this stuff run, and we're just happy to put it on and support our community here.
The competition continues on Friday, while the showdown runs until Saturday, capping off with a barn dance Saturday night. Fruzsina de Kloot, CTV News, Yorkton.
Reveal. As he prepared to remove this drywall, Connor Nisi was fearing for the worst.
I found some mold at one point.
Even uncovered rats once. But instead of rodents hiding,
there's just stuffed animals staring at me on the other side. You can't wrap your head around it. This is weird.
But then his wife, Brianne Hinckley, pulled out her camera, and Connor pulled off another panel, and things got even weirder. Stuffed animals. Can't make that up. Instead of insulation, this couple found the entire wall, from floor to ceiling, stuffed with stuffies.
If I didn't have it on camera, you wouldn't believe it.
They don't know who did this or why, because they aren't in contact with the home's former owners. But they do know that when they posted the video for their few friends to see on social media, more than 5 million others saw it too.
Realized we had to do a little bit more about this. The internet wanted more.
So they posted another video showing the stuffies freed from the confines of the protective plastic and asked if anyone recognized one from their childhood.
And I said, oh my gosh, that looks exactly like my fluffy yellow duck.
Angela McNellan replied that when she was little, she loved her fluffy ducky buddy so much, all the stuffing came out, and her mom threw it away.
So I was devastated as a kid, and I've always been searching for it.
So Connor and his wife agreed to mail not just one fluffy duck from BC to Ontario, but 2, so Angela's daughters could have one each.
These mean something to someone, right? It's nostalgia.
So Connor's committed to get as many of these orphan animals adopted as possible.
Yeah, if you can make a difference, why not?
So far, he's sent these few off to the U.S. and U.K., while Angela's duo of donated ducks just arrived today.
Honestly, it feels like the Canadian spirit to me. It's just spreading joy.
And after who knows how many years of being stuck insulating a wall, these animals are now set to fulfill their destiny of comforting kids. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Saanich.